Dear students, so long I have given you several videos on ITR 1, ITR 2 and ITR 3, and today I am going to make a very short video on ITR 4, and I'll be showing what is ITR 4 and who can use it and who cannot use it, and also I'll show a bit how to log on and fill up ITR 4. So these things will be dealing with in this small video, but before that let me share a small screen which will help you to grasp the idea of what is ITR 4 and when it can be used. So these things I want to just let me go for slideshow. Yeah. So these things I am going to share with all of you. So here I am doing it is ITR 4. Remember, ITR 4 is also known as Shugom. Shugom. Yeah, like ITR 1 is known as Shahaj, ITR 4 is known as Shugom. So I'll be giving you a very little idea about this here, but you can go accordingly in your books and you can find the details about what is ITR 4, who can use it, who cannot use it, all these things. So very briefly I'll be dealing with you, and you'll be following up these things in your book. So first of all, let me share. It's not coming. Okay. Sometimes net creates problem. Yeah. So see, ITR 4 is also known as Shugom. So there may be question which ITR is known as Shugom. Like ITR 1, 2, 3, 4. There may be option which one is known as Shugom. You'll be saying ITR 4, and there may be question which ITR form is known as Shahaj. Suppose 1, 2, 5, 7 be given. Will be answering Shahaj means ITR 1. So these types of questions are there, short questions, multiple choice questions are there. So, but I want to just share you some information about it. Who can use it? ITR 4 can be used by individuals again. Individuals, you have to see the criteria. You have seen ITR 4, ITR 1, 2, 3 can be used by individuals. But here, ITR 4 can be used by individual again. In which categories we should see practically also. HUF can use ITR 4, and partnership firm which is eligible to offer its income on presumptive basis. So offering income on presumptive basis, that's a very important concept. I'll be dealing with a little bit with that, how a company or a business organization can offer its income on presumptive basis. These things I'm going to tell you a little bit. But please note that though partnership can use ITR 4 if it is eligible for presumptive taxation, but LLP is not eligible to use ITR 4. LLP means limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership, they cannot use ITR 4. So there may be short note also, true, false, etc. And other partnership firm which is eligible for presumptive taxation, they can use ITR 4. And you please remember, LLP, limited liability partnership, is not eligible for ITR 4. Then little bit, 1 minute, please see what is presumptive taxation. Presumptive taxation is for businesses covered under Section 44 AD of the Income Tax Act. 44 AD. So what is it exactly? There may be short note. Presumptive taxation, you please learn from your book also. It means that any business which has turnover less than rupees 2 crore can opt to be taxed presumptively without having details of account and like that, presumptively. So when the business firm must have turnover less than rupees 2 crore. That's a point to be noted. And how it all works. So what they have to do, they must declare profits of 8% when they are non-digital transactions, or 6% for digital transactions. Which one is applicable? If the transaction is non-digital, then they will declare profit 8%, and when it's digital, they will declare profit 6%. And then it is about presumptive basis of taxation. This form can be used by a person who is resident for income tax purposes. That is also a point to be noted. Resident can use it. Only resident can use it, this form Sugam 4, resident in India. Non-resident cannot use it, even if his income is below 50 lakhs or has taxable on has income taxable on presumptive basis. So non-resident, they cannot use it, only resident can use it. And in case if a person is director of a company, or if a person has shares invested in shares in any unlisted companies, then that person cannot use ITR 1. So please remember, and which form this person will have to use, I've already discussed in earlier videos, but here you remember, if a person is a director in any company, or if a person is invested on shares in any unlisted companies, that person cannot use ITR 4. Please remember these things. There may be short note, there may be multiple choice question, true, false, fill up the gaps, all these things can be there. So this will help you to answer these types of questions. And one more point about ITR 4, if the person has income under capital gains or income from other sources other than interest and family pension, or have income from sources outside India, then that person cannot use ITR 4. They have to go for ITR 3. So please remember, if a person has income from capital gains or income from other sources, except interest or family pension, or have income from outside or income from outside India, a person is having income source from outside India, then you cannot use ITR 4. You have to go for ITR 3, which I have already discussed. And one more point, let me read it out for you. In your actual business or professional income is lower than what is presumed by the law, you cannot use ITR 4. And if you have to use ITR 3, you have to use ITR 3 in that case. In which case you have to get your accounts audited and get the report submitted to the income tax department before submission of the ITR. You have to submit to income tax authorities the audited accounts, audited report, and then you can submit ITR 3, but you cannot submit ITR 4. In which case, in the case when your actual income or professional income is lower than that is presumed by the law. So this is the small presentation, and we shall definitely again go by studying this ITR 4 and who can use, who cannot use ITR 4. We shall do all these things, but before that, let me go for online log in and show ITR 4. Can I do it or not? Let me see. Let me check. Or a new tab. Okay, this is the new tab. Or it open there. I'll be logging in. So www.incometax.gov.in. I am logging and see what is given in ITR 4, how it all works about. And I can choose, I maybe login. See, I can choose here ITR individual or HUF or partnership. Anyone, I'll be doing any on one item only. And if you know how to log in and go for fill upping the ITR 4, I can show you only one category, say individual or HUF or partnership. Then you can do other things also, and it will show you everything here. I'm sure. Let me choose one. You'll be finding the options will be coming. 3 options will be coming. Let's see what options are coming, but it has to be logged on first. So you have to wait for some time for this. And then we shall go into the depth of it. I'm lucky this comes so quickly. So let me log on, and remember your user ID is always your PAN number. So I'll be using that PAN number. So you, and then I log on with my password, which I'm not going to share with you. And see, you have to click this. Please confirm your secure access. So you have to click it, and after that you put your password. Then it will be opening. It will be opening, and you should check what about ITR 4 and what is the problem all about it. So let's wait for some time, some seconds only to be coming. I'm going to be logged in. Not take much time. I'm sure now internet is in my favor. It's favoring me. So I am logged in. So here see what you are going to do. Take deposit or every time it's coming. You've seen all the videos. Recent file solution returns, pending actions, recent forms file. So what you're going to do, you can click here, but I am going to show you how to file ITR code. So I'm clicking file now. Yeah. So after I click file now, what I have to do here, I have to choose my assessment here. In all cases, it is same. In all cases, I have shown you already 3 forms, 1, 2, 3. So let me click online. Okay, offline you have to download and fill up and then upload. I'm going online and showing you. You just see how I'm moving, and accordingly you can do yourself whichever form you need. And see, no saved draft. I've not done anything about this ITR 4 earlier. I've not filled up any portion, so I'm going to file a fresh income tax return. So start fresh and clicking here. Same thing I told in other forms also. So let's see what's coming here. What is coming here? Yeah. So which one you want me to choose? Individual, HUF, or let me see what is there in others. Limited liability partnership cannot be there. Let me choose partnership. Okay. See, in others, see, earlier I've shown individual HUF in some form, and here let me choose others. In others, see, companies are there, association of person, limited liability, they cannot use it, this ITF code, they cannot use it, LLP. And artificial juridical person, I'm not taking that. But partnership firm can choose it. So click partnership and go ahead with this partnership. Okay. So which ITR form I'm going to choose? Let me find out from here. Yes, 4. I have to choose 4. And 4 is also known as what we know. The other name of 4 is Shugam. So let me go with 4 and find out how it is filled up by partnership. You can also practice yourself how it is filled up by sole tradership, individual or HUF. But here I am going by partnership. All these things, 3 things are there. When you fill up this return, these forms, ITR 4 I have taken. ITR 4 can see ITR 4. And in other cases also, 3 big steps are there, broad steps. What is number in every case? Validate your returns breakup. That is pre-filled. I told you that if you are an existing SSC, then some of the data are pre-filled. This your name is not going to change. Your income is changing every year. Your sales turnover changing, but your name, address, etc. not changing. Your email ID not changing. So whatever you filled up earlier, this will be pre-filled. But if in certain cases anything, suppose your address or email ID etc. changes, then you have to correct it. So you have to validate. First step, you have to validate this thing, your pre-filled data. You can check it and correct it. Should I show you? I have not filled up, so nothing is there. Okay. A second step will be confirm your return summary. So return summary will be checking and confirming and fill upping wherever necessary. And last step, third, is verify and submit your return. So these 3 steps are only there. These 3 steps will take you to the end of it. So let's get started. Remember, we have chosen partnership and we have chosen ITR 4. You could have chosen HUF, you could have chosen individual, and as in other cases also, here these questions are coming. Please answer the following questions to proceed further. You have to answer these questions. What are the questions? In other cases also I've shown you these things. What are the questions? You are paying the income tax return. You're submitting the income tax return. The question is why? For which reason? Number one option is taxable income is more than basic exemption. This is naturally, generally, this is the cause. But in certain cases, even if taxable income is not more than exemption limit, you may have to fill up the return. So in that case, it will be, but it is not applicable here. In case of partnership, this option 2 is not applicable, but others applicable. Yeah, others applicable, or number 1 is applicable, but number 2 is not applicable. What was number 2? I explained in ITR 2, 1, 3 also, that there are 3 situations where you have to fill up the return and file the return, even if your income is less than exemption limit. What were these? Just reminding you, it is not applicable in case of partnership. So what is that? You have deposited more than 1 crore rupees in current account. It was, see, it is just dead, inactive. And then if your travel foreign to expenses are more than 2 lakhs, so you cannot have these things in case of partnership, isn't it? In case of partnership, these things are not there. And if your income, sorry, expenses on electricity is more than rupees 1 lakh, in these 3 cases, you have to, in this any of these 3 cases or all these 3 cases, you have to file return even if income is less than exemption limit. But dear students, these 3 cases, special cases, are not applicable in case of partnership. In case of partnership, only one option is what? Taxable income is more than basic exemption limit, or another option may be others. Others they mention, it may be anything other you have to prove. So let us go by this option. Taxable income is more than basic exemption limit, and let us continue. So I've continued and it's loading. Let's see what is coming. Remember, I have chosen partnership and I have chosen ITR 4. And what is, let's cut it. So validate your return. Pre-filled data is verified. Now validate your return. What is to be validated in the return? Your personal information, your gross total income, your disclosure and exempt incomes, all these things you have to show. And your total deductions, the taxes, how much tax you paid, and ultimate tax liability. All these things you have to validate and see how it is done. I'm showing you. Remember, dear students, it is a business firm partnership, and I'm doing it in partnership. And remember, limited liability partnership cannot use it. These things you remember. And personal information will be here. You have to check it and verify. Then you have to verify your gross total income. You have to verify disclosure, etc. All these things you have to verify and go ahead. And then you have to download your fill-up form. You can download it for your purposes and check and verify and submit. So this is the way we shall do income tax ITR 4. Since I have not having those data, I cannot go more than that. But the main thing here is, validate the return, confirm your return summary, and verify, and then submit. These 3 stages are there. So I'm not having the other things, so I cannot show you everything here. It's just, I'm an individual, but I'm showing about partnership. Naturally, I don't have this data. So if you are on behalf of a partnership, you are fill-upping, definitely you should be getting all this data and go step by step. So this way, dear students, you have to fill up ITR 4. ITR 4 is also known as what? ITR 4 is also known as Shugam. And please learn what is Shugam, what is the other name of ITR 4, and who can fill up ITR 4, who cannot fill up ITR 4, in which cases ITR 4 can be filled up, and what is presumptive basis of taxation. All these things, please you go by and your books and learn these things. So thank you very much. Let us stop here this video. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.